Let's start with Jasmine Crockett. Yesterday, she came out and she said that Lee Zeldin was receiving money from Jeffrey Epstein. And Lee Zeldin's like, what? No, I didn't. Now, he knows that he did get money from Jeffrey Epstein, just not the Jeffrey Epstein. Another Jeffrey Epstein. Here is Jasmine Crockett trying to spin her mistake on CNN last night. Listen to this.
Democrat who's been on defense over Jeffrey Epstein is Stacey Plaskett. She represents the Virgin Islands. She was texting with Jeffrey Epstein the day of Michael Cohen's hearing. Her questions pretty closely followed the text messages between the two of them to ask about Rona Graff, Trump's longtime assistant. You were defending her today, or in recent days, yesterday, and you talked about Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein, just so that people understand when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies. Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not.
Can you just stop here for a second? There's so much to digest. We got to just stop for just a second. You weren't misleading people because you didn't say it was the Jeffrey Epstein. You said it was a Jeffrey Epstein. What is the problem with getting money from Dr. Jeffrey Epstein? There's no problem. That'd be like, and Stu Burguiere has been taking money from Bob Stevenson. And what's the problem? He's been working for Bob Stevenson for years. He was delivering papers as a kid to Bob Stevenson's front door. Who's Bob Stevenson? There's not a problem with that. Why would you go out and say, if she had come out and said, you know what, Lee Zeldin was also taking money from Bob Stevenson and Jim Furstenberg, Steinberg, then it would be fine. You clearly were smearing, not misleading.
Oh,
what's the problem from taking it from, other than poor Dr. Jeffrey Epstein? Oh, my gosh.
First of all,
bad for that guy.
That life sucks. That life does suck.
That life sucks.
If you're Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, you got to think about a name change. But there's hundreds of Jeffrey Epsteins across the country.
Hundreds.
And she was designed in a lab to make me happy. Jasmine Crockett. I love her so much. She is if you could formulate the perfect Democrat, I think I would have to just put her out there. She just says she can't even get her bad defense right over this. Like, she's trying to say, well, I didn't lie. Like, that's your defense in theory, right? Like, I threw this in here, and I noticed that at the time. We talked about it. I think it was yesterday that she said, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, she did. Yeah. She knew that which actually makes it worse, right? Like, she knew she was lying. She knew there was a good chance this wasn't Jeffrey Epstein. But the last thing in the world you could say is that it wasn't misleading.
It wouldn't be a problem if you would say, look, all of these people have taken money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Doubt that it's the same Jeffrey Epstein. Might be, might not be. But I know. But at least It would be no value, but at least you could say, I'm not trying to mislead people. I am trying to create doubt in people's minds, but I'm not saying he's taken money from Jeffrey Epstein. You know, when she just lists all of these people, let's look at her donations. Let's see if she's ever taken money from a Charlie Manson. You know what I mean? She's taken money from a John Wayne Gacy. I mean, hello, a Ted Bundy has been seen around her house. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And she knew exactly what she was doing. And I hope that she continues. I hope she continues to gain power.
Yes.
And love and respect from the Democrats, because she is insane. She's insane. She's so reckless. She's insane.
She is. And by the way, this is the person that we are told that it should be the face of the party, that they should lean into the way she talks because she's such a good communicator. And she gets on all these shows, Glenn. I mean, this is a massive problem in our politics, and it affects the left more than it affects the right, but it affects both sides to some degree, which is we are incentivized. The entire system is set up to reward people like her, who just say the dumbest things possible and get and the most irresponsible and reckless things possible and get all the clicks. I mean, this woman's been on like Colbert. Why? She's a complete nobody who is wrong all the time, and she's getting on all these massive shows. She's getting booked everywhere. She's living the ultimate life of today's modern congresswoman. And what's going to stop her? The incentives are right there for her to continue.
Do you think that she doesn't know she's dead? I mean, because didn't a Crockett die at the Alamo? Was that her? I think it was her.
God.
I know a Crockett died at the Alamo. I'm not really sure. I mean, just what a dope.
Clint, can I just point out, it's like I'm a part of a research team because she put her team on this.
Yeah, we got to get to that.
But quickly.
And I mean, it was. I always thought that especially Congress research would have these amazing tools.
No, they don't.
And our team struggles over this. We're constantly trying to stay ahead of the curve.
And the last thing we do is Google
searches.
Google.
That's what you do at Congress?
Yes, that is what you do. That is what you do.
Don't you have to fire your whole team after this? Like, if you were a rational human being,
I would be done.
No, but I have a feeling that her team briefed her. It's why she did say Jeffrey Epstein.
You're right.
They briefed her and said, this is probably not the same guy. It might have even said, if you're Googling, it might have even said Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. Why wouldn't it? If that's who gave that money, it most likely said Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. And so they would say it's not the Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, but that's okay. I mean, she clearly knew. So who's she going to fire? This is what she wanted. The smear.
Do we have time to play the rest of this clip? Because there's more to this.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's amazing.
Play the rest.
If not. So I will trust and take what he says is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, you're trying to...
Stop. So you don't say it.
Right.
I literally had 20 minutes. So I didn't know that the sky wasn't on fire, that was actually the sun. I only had 20 minutes before I said, my God, the whole sky is on fire.
This is why I love her. This is why I love her. She had no idea whether the accusation she was making was true. And she didn't even consider not saying it. The only thing that she could come up with in her brain was whatever information comes in this rush time period, just go with it. And it's like,
do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why? And I don't know if she's smart enough to know this, but you can say whatever you want as a congressman on the floor of Congress.
That's true.
And you can't be held liable. So you could say the worst thing. You could say he was having sex with 4-year-olds with Jeffrey Epstein. And it could be a complete lie, and you cannot be held responsible because you said it on the floor of the House. That's why the standards are so low. The standards are absolutely so low for these congressmen. She could say whatever she wants. If she would have said that not on the floor of the House, Lee Zeldin could sue her.
Right.
He could say, you knew what you were doing. You were smearing me and my reputation intentionally. You knew exactly what you were doing. And whether he would win or not, he could sue. She could have said, and he was having sex with a 4-year-old. As long as she said it on the floor of the House, not a problem.
This is the Harry Reid principle.
That's how bad. Yeah, that is how bad our Congress is out of control. They've written all these laws for themselves to protect them, so they can be completely irresponsible, and it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's that or if she's just a dunce, because it's hard to know with her.
No, she's just dishonest. She's just dishonest.
Yeah, she's dishonest and bad at it, and that's one of the things I love about her. You know, she's not. It's not like she's pulling these things. There's no wool being pulled over anyone's eyes. It's just pathetic.
Is there more to this? Can we play the rest of it out? Play the rest.
Make it sound like he took money from.
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know.
I love that.
When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out. Not from just doing a quick search on FEC. So, number one, I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein, but I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein, because I knew that we would need more time to really dig in.
Well, Stacey Plaskett was texting the Jeffrey Epstein that we're all talking about. You voted against the censure for her to remove her from her committees. You know, we pressed the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, on this last night. Maybe you don't think she should be removed from her committees. Correct. But why do so many Democrats seem unwilling to say it's inappropriate to be texting with a registered sex offender about what you're going to ask a witness at a congressional hearing?
So I'm not going to necessarily say that that's the case. Now, this is somebody that was a former prosecutor. Now, I haven't sat down and talked about all the specifics of why Stacey was doing what she was doing. I know that when she got up and she spoke, she talked about the fact that this is one of her constituents. At the end of the day, what I know of prosecutors is that they are typically talking to co-defendants. They are typically talking to the people that have the best information. And what you had the former attorney for the president that was sitting there. And honestly, we knew, or she knew, or at least Jeffrey Epstein presented that he was very cozy with the president. He had more information, registered sex offender or not. The bigger question is, why is it that the president was so cozy with a registered sex offender after he ultimately ended up with some of his convictions? And seemingly, he had absolutely been on the plane with him. We know about the birthday card. The bigger question is, why is the president of the United States not the one that is in the hot seat for his relationship, instead of us saying, you know what, we're going to take her off of her committee because he decided to text her.
Stop. I can't take any more of this. I can't. I mean,
literally none of the stuff she said there was true.
None of it is true, and she's presenting it as absolute fact. CNN is allowing her to present it as fact. And the latest is the smear last week on the Epstein stuff. It shows that Epstein thought that the reason he was going to jail or going through all of the problem is because Donald Trump was the whistleblower. I mean, it's incredible what they can get away with.
And all of this,
absolutely incredible.
All of that relationship happened before these convictions happened. She, I mean, again, I don't know that she doesn't know that, but it's so fascinating to watch CNN's response to it too. They give her,
which is nothing.
How many times have they said Donald Trump says this without evidence? Where's that on the Jasmine Crockett allegations here?
Right.
How about the situation where Caitlin Collins, who at least, I will say, at least kind of asks questions here, but she can't even take responsibility for them. She's like, oh, well, some people are saying that you shouldn't just blurt out obvious lies in the middle of a House session. Like, what do you mean some people are saying? You never say that when it's the president of the United States.